What's something sexy in theory, but hilariously awkward in real life? Feathers. It is not very stimulating, it just tickle. So, you laugh instead of enjoying it. Right. So feathers basically taught me how to have the most intense post-orgasm experiences. For reference, I'm a guy. I had the friends with benefit that wanted to try being tied up and teased and all that. So I did just that, tied her up, teased her with the usual stuff, toys, pinwheels, etc. During that time, I also brought out a feather. Just like you said, the feather wasn't really stimulating as it was just tickling her. So I set that aside and we kept at it. It turned into quite a long session. And eventually she was like, "I can't take anymore, it's your turn." So she turns the tables a little bit, and I start taking care of my own needs while she's teasing me. Eventually, I do come, and as a joke, to be mean, she grabbed the feather, and as I'm just finishing twitching, she started dragging the thing over me trying to tickle me. Instead of tickling, though, it sent me into overdrive. It was as if my never stopped. Wave after wave was coursing through my body. I was spasming to the touch and gentle stroke of the feather, and felt like I was on the brink of unconsciousness. She kept dragging the feather here and there, and from time to time would kiss me, or lick my neck, or nibble my ears. I can't express how intense the feeling was. It was like every single nerve ending on my body was directly connected to a organ. It just felt like a constant, unending over and over, until she finally stopped and started asking me if I was okay, because she thought I might have stopped breathing. I was completely drunk, just a babbling mess, a puddle of quivering flesh twitching on the bed. It took a good 10 minutes before I could feel normal enough to sit up. It took probably 30 minutes or more before I could stand and make my way to the washroom. The buzz lasted even longer. So, the intense feeling I learned through experimenting involved light stroking touch in areas of my body immediately post-orgasm. It didn't have to be a feather, either. The easiest is actually just a soft towel. You can take the towel and just sort of drag it over gently, and if your timing is right, it just blasts you into outer space. The good thing is that it doesn't appear to be just something that happens to me. I've done this to a few friends with benefits, and the feeling is quite similar. A fan favorite seems to be nibbling or licking or gently biting the wrists, forearms, and elbow pit. Basically, you avoid the places where people would be too sensitive and instead go for areas that wouldn't normally be considered erotic. If you go to the erotic zones instead, it is usually too intense. If your partner is face down, drawing a light towel down their back works really well. Down seems to be more effective than across. Not sure why. Anyways, if you get the spots right on your partner and your timing is good, you will send them on a high that they'll be chasing for a long, long time. 3. Guys think it's going to be two women enjoying him. Meanwhile, both women feel uncomfortable, and one always gets neglected. Even if the women are friends, usually one of them is in a relationship with the guy, and is going to get seriously pissed if their boyfriend pays more attention to the other woman. And if it's two guys on one woman, the two men are trying to avoid looking at one another the entire time, and outdo the other in how much time they get with the female involved. They're actually a blast, but only work when all parties involved actively want to do it. When a husband or boyfriend begs his significant other to have one for his birthday, or whatever, is when 3 get awkward and a bad name. For me, any kind of stuff, the preparation is just not worth the few minutes of pleasure one might get, not to mention how awkward it can be to move and get in place. Depends on the bond. I assume you are referring to rope bondage. Classic handcuffs go on in seconds. Bondage cuffs take a few seconds each. I've found the fastest route to getting arms and legs quickly secured is a bondage cuff on each and then a spreader bar. No tie-offs, no knots. Everything just clips together. Rope bondage. Yeah, it is a bit more involved. If someone is interested in rope bondage specifically, but finds this setup to be a mood killer, I can offer some tips. Practice before the game. The better or faster you are at getting those ties done in practice, the quicker things come together when she's lying in bed. Also helps to practice on her. See what she feels good for her beforehand. Just sitting around watching TV. Let her rest her feet on your lap while you run through some ties on her ankle. She can say if it is too tight, too loose, feels too thin, etc., which means you can quickly get it right in the heat of the moment and avoids having to retire when she says it is too tight or something. Know the plan before. Super awkward when you have her wrist or ankle tied and you're stuck looking around for a decent anchor point to tie the other end. You try one way and it isn't sturdy enough. Try another and she's uncomfortable. The next way isn't a great angle to get in there, etc. Should have an idea of your anchor points, how you're going to tie her, and what position you want her in before you start breaking out the ropes. Either deal with the setup coming before foreplay, or learn to incorporate it with foreplay. Sometimes best just to get her all tied up, then go through some foreplay to get you both in the zone. Even more fun, though, is making it part of foreplay. In most cases, the rigor is also being dominant. Stay dressed yourself, but leave her undressed. It adds to the submissive dynamic by making her feel more vulnerable, being the only one naked and on display to you. Tell her to touch herself with one hand while you tie the other and her legs. Time it right, and you'll be pulling her hand away to tie up just as she's getting close, making her more desperate for you to take care of her. Dirty talk as you tie. Another fun way to spice up the setup can be to position yourself so she can give you oral as you tie her up. If she is into brat play, she'll probably actively try to distract you from getting her tied doing this. Another good one is sensory deprivation. Put a blindfold and noise-canceling headphones on her. Then tease her with touches as you're getting her all tied up. 15 years of being married to a rope bunny, and we figure out lots of ways to make the setups. And I can get a single column tie-tied in seconds, which helps. Moaning your partner's name. I've tried it a few times with different people, and every time they stopped what they were doing, thinking I wanted their attention. No dumb. I was trying to be. This sounds like you just did it the wrong way. I've done it and had it done to me, and it was very sexy. It just needs to come out naturally and at the right time. Definitely more effective with a person you're very close to. Wouldn't work well with someone new or just friends with benefit. This is hilarious. Sounds like you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to start with moaning, "Oh, name, you feel so good." Then, "Oh, name, yes," then you can go, "Oh, name," then just name, otherwise it can be jarring. Also, not everyone likes hearing their own name during sex. It can be distracting. Best to ask about preferences in advance. 69 is always a bit awkward. Feels good, tastes good, best view on earth, but getting into a comfortable position for both is next to impossible. Basically, just do it for 2 to 3 minutes so you can feel good about having an ass on your face before going to just down on each other in another position. I always feel like I can't fully enjoy it because I'm focusing too hard on reciprocating, but also can't do as good a job reciprocating because of awkward positioning, etc. How well it works also really depends on body proportions. I'm pretty short And most of my partners have been so much taller than me that 69 ing just doesn't really work properly.